Hello and welcome to something special. Something important. I would go as far as to say, historical, if you will. Because today, it is the first episode of many, probably, I don't know how motivated I'll be, but the first episode of the SOS Bulletin! Okay, so what is the SOS Bulletin? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a news bulletin hosted by me, Silas OS. And to my 5 returning viewers who may be wondering, Silas, why are you starting a news show? Well, there's only so much content I can come up with on my own, so I just go on Twitter and, make content off that as well. I talk about gaming. There's gaming news. I can talk about gaming news. Why am I even justifying myself to you guys? I don't care what you think. Unless you subscribe, because then your opinion is valid. Just fix this graph, please. Anyway, today's headlines. Street Fighter 6 or just an NFT project? What is this Capcom countdown about? Battlefield 2042. That released? Well, there's a petition about it, and you can probably figure out why. Horizon Forbidden West reviews are out, and what do people think? Nintendo announces the closure of the 3DS and Wii U eShop services in 2023. And my favorite thing of all? Some good old Sonic announcements. And I think we have a pretty good episode for my first outing in this field. Anyway, let's get into the news. So for those who don't know, Capcom have set up a site with a countdown on it. As of me recording this, it'll be 4 days, 15 hours. What you see on your screen will probably be a little bit less than that because, I'll screenshot what I see in the edit. And of course, a countdown is a great marketing strategy because now everyone's speculating as to what it could be. I've seen some things thrown about, like a Resident Evil 4 remake, because that's been rumored for ages, and it would definitely be something worthy of having a countdown for. And of course, some people are thinking Street Fighter 6, because Street Fighter 5 came out like 1935 or something. It's about time we got another one. I see some people asking for a gritty Mega Man reboot. Is there that much story to Mega Man? I don't know. You guys can tell me, but it's a possibility that could happen. Monster Hunter has really been popping off lately with the recent success of Monster Hunter World and subsequently Monster Hunter Rise. So maybe Capcom wants to capitalize on that and is pushing out a new project or DLC. If you wanted me to say what I think it would be, I'm not a big Capcom guy, so I'm not too informed. But I would say most likely that Resident Evil 4 remake. It's been rumored for a while now, and it's definitely going to happen. And Resident Evil 4 is probably the most beloved game in that franchise, so I would say, if they're going to have a countdown for any Capcom IP, it would probably be Resident Evil 4. And hey, there's nothing like a good remake to motivate me to play the original game, because I have not played Resident Evil 4 yet, so here's hoping. Moving on, we have the Battlefield petition. Do you guys play Battlefield 2042? No, I didn't think so, I don't either. So, if you forgot, Battlefield 2042 released in November 2021. To immediate negative reception. Immediate. It was instant disappointment as people were unable to connect to the online and there's so many features missing, like voice chat. It's a first-person shooter. Half of the fun of playing online is voice chat and it released without it. But to be honest, what do we expect from EA these days, eh? It got to a point where it was selling so badly that EA considered making parts of it free to play, which really isn't fair on the people who actually paid for the full game. It is the worst reviewed game on Steam, and what an achievement, EA, what an achievement. So now that we're all caught up on the Battlefield situation, what's happening currently is there's a new petition to get the game refunded, and 160,000 people have signed it already. And they're aiming for 2,000, and let me tell you, they are going to hit 2,000. I think overall stuff like this is great. These petitions hold developers accountable because we've seen a recent trend of games just releasing unfinished, like Cyberpunk, and then there's this Battlefield. Any EA game, Destiny's been doing it for a while now, and this trend is really getting out of hand, and I think gamers have we've reached our limit with this, with our tolerance. And this petition shows it because we're finally holding them accountable. So now developers may think twice before releasing a game rushed to avoid a petition like this one or poor negative Steam reviews like Battlefield got. I'm a big fan of holding developers accountable, so I hope this goes all the way and maybe they do get refunds. I don't know. EA's kinda bad at these kinds of things, but if it influences them in their future projects, I'd say that's a goal achieved. Moving on to some game reviews. Horizon Forbidden West releases this Friday, so very soon, and the review scores are out. So what do people think of it? So overall it has an 89 score on Metacritic, which is actually the same score its predecessor had, so they're doing a good job of at least matching it. I think the general consensus I've seen about from critics is that it is better than Horizon Zero Dawn, so if you like that game, you're definitely going to like Forbidden West. I haven't really seen too many complaints about the PS4 version of this game, which a lot of people were curious about. As far as I'm aware, it's just going to run the same as Horizon Zero Dawn. So if you don't have a PS5 yet, Horizon Forbidden West on PS4 is probably still a good option for you. So yeah, it's, February? And we already have like a good Game of the Year contender. That's interesting, isn't it? That and Sifu. I like to see those two go head to head. Also, have you seen this weird Twitter controversy over Aloy's peach fuzz and wrinkles? And like gamers are complaining that they're purposefully making her ugly? Yeah, so what do I think about that? Well, clearly the people saying that just haven't been within 5 foot of a woman in their life, so yeah, they're just exposing themselves on Twitter. Oh my god. What does this world come to? Next up is something that hits right in the heart of many people. On the day that I record this, Nintendo has just announced that the Wii U and 3DS eShop will close down in 2023. And wow, it's really just... they've been out that long? Oh dear. Overall, this is my problem with digital services. Once they close down, things are lost to time, but these days, everything is digital, so this is just gonna keep on happening. I mean, obviously there are people in the community scrambling to download as many games as possible and preserve as much digital content as they can. But is it realistic to cover everything that's on those shops? I don't think so. So overall, it is definitely a major con of digital content, but we also need to think about how, without those digital stores, a lot of the games we could play, like the Sonic games and everything on the eShop, probably wouldn't have been playable on those consoles if it wasn't for a digital form of release. So yeah, there's a bit of a trade-off going on here. One thing I will warn you about, because of this, 3DS and Wii U prices are gonna skyrocket on eBay any day now. So if you're looking to buy a Wii U, or looking to buy another 3DS model off eBay, now is the time to do it, because you know the way the DS prices are super inflated, that's about to happen to the Wii U and 3DS, so definitely get on it if you're looking to add them to your collection. Just a bit of a SOS top tip for you. It's fucking weird. And honestly, it's the end of an era. It's like the first time this occurrence has personally affected me. It's making me feel old. I know the other day people were talking about how the Wii is a retro console, and I'm not ready for that conversation yet. I'm not that old, but these things make me feel old. So really, just the end of an era, and, you know, this is my send-off to the 3DS. And the Wii U. I had good times with Smash 4. I like that console. And now we move on to the big story, and the one that makes me feel good. Some Sonic announcements. Nothing beats those in my book. So basically, Sega has already announced a third Sonic movie, even though Sonic 2 isn't out yet, which shows how confident they are in the success of these movies. I'll read out the statement from Sega and make sure just to leave in the important parts. We are delighted to announce that the third Sonic theatrical film and the first live-action Sonic series for Paramount Plus are being actively developed. We've got a remarkable partnership with Paramount, and we are excited to continue expanding the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise with them. 2022 is shaping up to be a significant year for the franchise, with the second film being released this April, as well as Sonic Frontiers, the highly anticipated video game title coming this holiday. Now this is all great news. Let's start off with Sonic 3. Obviously we don't know too much about it, but they showed us the logo. Now, look at that 3. Look at the colours on it. Red, you think Knuckles, but it's a darker red, and it's not filled out, it's black. Red and black. Red and black. Oh. Shadow, right? Yeah. So, looks like Sonic 3, we might be getting into some adventure storylines, which would... Sorry. News presenter, I'm getting excited. News presenter mode. Which would be interesting. If we get into adventure storylines, it can mean we get chaos in the next movie. Although I was expecting like a Sonic CD based plot, but Sonic adventure stuff is always great. If we go into adventure storylines, that would be interesting. I imagine it'd be something like how Sonic X adapts the storylines from Sonic Adventure, but it implements the original characters of that series, and they put in like police officer chap, good looking one, Wachowski in instead of Max or something. I don't remember Sonic X. Some news presenter I am, eh? But another big thing is a live-action series on Paramount Plus focused around Knuckles, which is definitely kind of left field. I would guess it would be a prequel maybe to do with the Echidna tribe's past, how he came to be Guardian of the Master Emerald, something along those lines. I mean, any further characterization of Knuckles that isn't just him being a dumbass, I am here for. And getting a whole series of that would be so good. It seems that Sonic movies are going to copy Marvel and have the world built outside of the movies through mini-series on streaming platforms. In this case, the streaming platform being Paramount Plus. I know people are sort of getting annoyed that everything has to be like a cinematic universe these days, but hey, I can really make an exception for Sonic, because this could be so cool. They could have Shadow, and then like Blaze, and then Silver, and then Sonic Prime on Netflix, right? Probably won't be connected because of Netflix and Paramount probably don't want to work together, I don't know. But Sonic Prime is a multiverse show, so we could do multiverse stuff with the Sonic movies, and that's a good way to bring in Blaze. You know, I'm just throwing ideas out here. This is my bulletin. I can say what I want, okay? So the Sonic movie universe is growing. Sonic 3 announced, probably Shadow, judging by the logo. A Knuckles series. So when you think about it, Sega basically went and announced Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is just perfect. Yeah. And that about wraps it up for the bulletin. I'm going to try to get this done every Thursday, but, you know, it may be shaky at the beginning. But you should definitely subscribe, so when I'm big, you can say, Silas, I was here for the first bulletin episode. I'll be like, yo, you have no way to prove that, but cool. Yeah. So hey, if you enjoyed this news format, you can tune in every Thursday to stay informed, and obviously, to see those videos, you can subscribe and hit that notification bell, and definitely comment below suggesting me some other news topics to discuss. So I'll end it there. I think I'm happy with how this first episode has gone, and, well, I'll see you next week.